The love story between Charles Leclerc and Ferrari has always been seen as one of those relationships destined for success, yet somehow unable to fully realize it. It's now been 7 years since the Monegasque driver first wore the red suit of the Scuderia. And while the passion and talent have never been in question, the results are still slow to arrive. The 2025 season, which was supposed to be the ultimate turning point for Leclerc and Ferrari, is instead becoming one of the most frustrating years in recent memory for the driver. Despite his unwavering commitment and determination, Charles has yet to secure a single pole position this year. And with only 3 podium finishes, it's simply not enough for someone dreaming of fighting for a world championship that now feels increasingly out of reach. Frustration has taken center stage inside the Ferrari garage, with Leclerc no longer hiding his growing impatience. His radio communications, once known for their politeness and calmness, now tell a very different story. The tone has changed. Direct criticism of strategies, repeated accusations of poor race management, and a clear sense of mistrust toward the team's decisions. And as if that wasn't enough, the paddock is starting to react to this new version of Leclerc with far less sympathy than before. Former Formula 2 driver David Valsecchi was among the harshest critics, publicly urging Leclerc to stop complaining and just drive. Harsh words that hit hard during an already challenging time for the Ferrari driver. Even the figure of Fred Vasseur, Ferrari's team principal, is now under heavy scrutiny. The French manager, who arrived with high expectations, is now forced to defend not only his role but also the technical choices made so far. It's clear to everyone that something isn't working. Despite promises of upcoming improvements with the update package expected in Silverstone, Vasseur has already stated that miracles shouldn't be expected. In his view, the real gains will come more from better race weekend management and a proper understanding of the Pirelli tires than from any game-changing upgrades. And speaking of tires, Ferrari is reliving a recurring nightmare. In qualifying, the problems become even more evident, with Leclerc consistently unable to get the tires into the proper temperature window. A dramatic example came in Imola, where both Charles and his teammate Lewis Hamilton failed to reach Q3, a result unthinkable for a team still dreaming of challenging McLaren and Mercedes at the front. Meanwhile, the standings don't lie. Ferrari may be close to Mercedes in the race for second place in the Constructors' Championship, but the numbers don't tell the whole story. The atmosphere within the team is tense, the drivers seem demotivated, and the fans' patience is being tested weekend after weekend. Within this scenario, it's only natural that doubts are beginning to emerge about Leclerc's future. At almost 29 years old, time is no longer on his side if he's hoping for a Ferrari comeback story. Despite the reassuring statements from the team and his manager Nicholas Todt, some insist they see a look of resignation in his eyes, the beginning of an inner realization that to fulfill his dream of becoming world champion, he might need to look elsewhere. The big question now is this: how much longer will Charles's love for Ferrari last? The Monegasque has always been open about his feelings for the Italian team, often stating that he feels like part of a family. But when that family can no longer provide results or satisfaction, the emotional bond itself may begin to break. What's clear is that Ferrari needs to act, and fast, before Leclerc's frustration becomes irreversible, and before he seriously starts considering other opportunities. Because one thing is certain, Charles's talent and hunger for victory cannot wait forever. And if the Scuderia doesn't provide solid answers soon, the marriage between Leclerc and Ferrari may soon reach a sad ending. And what do you think? Is it truly time for Charles to leave Maranello, or is there still a chance to see the red dream of becoming world champion with Ferrari come true? Let us know in the comments, and tell us if you want to continue with part 2 of our in-depth analysis. If there's one word that perfectly describes Charles Leclerc's current situation at Ferrari, it's limbo. Not slow enough to justify an immediate breakup, but not competitive enough to convince anyone, maybe not even himself, that this is still the right path. And in this limbo, the biggest risk isn't losing another championship, it's losing time. And in Formula 1, time is more valuable than any currency. Leclerc knows it, and even though he continues to declare eternal love for Ferrari, his expressions, his body language, and the crack in his voice over the radio tell a different story. He's starting to wonder whether he's invested too much in a promise that was never fulfilled. A promise made in 2019 when he was chosen to replace Sebastian Vettel. A promise renewed year after year in the hope of finally having a car capable of winning. But also a promise betrayed, race after race, by questionable strategies, avoidable errors, and a technical project that never truly takes off. And now comes the turning point. 2026 is just around the corner. A new era of technical regulations, a chance to reset everything and start from scratch. While many teams are already working hard on their future cars, Ferrari still seems stuck trying to salvage a season that, realistically, has nothing left to offer. It's a race against time and against themselves. And in this context, Charles finds himself in the eye of a storm he didn't create, but that is hitting him with full force. It's not just a technical matter, it's an emotional one too. Leclerc is a driver who races with his heart, who carries the weight of the Italian flag, who knows the history and legend of the prancing horse. But how much more can he take before love turns into regret? The answer, perhaps, will come in the next few months. If Ferrari can convince him not just with words, but with real actions, genuine upgrades, and winning strategies, then maybe there is still a future together. Otherwise, painful as it may be, the Monegasque may truly consider changing teams. And there's no shortage of options in the paddock. Teams like Aston Martin, Audi, set to join in 2026, and even Mercedes, if a seat becomes available, could be very concrete alternatives. Everyone would want a driver like Charles. Fast, intelligent, media savvy. And although he doesn't yet have a world title to his name, many believe that with the right car, the champion within him would erupt without hesitation. Even within the team, the rumors are growing louder. They speak of a more distant Leclerc, less engaged in technical meetings, less patient with the engineers, a Leclerc who's starting to protect himself. And it's a legitimate defense, completely understandable. Because while great drivers are known for their loyalty, they're also defined by their ability to make bold decisions when the current path no longer leads to the desired destination. Yet despite everything, there are still those who believe the dream is possible, that Charles and Ferrari can still write a glorious story together. But to do that, they'll need more than just aerodynamic updates or improved weekend management. It'll take vision, leadership, and courage. Maranello needs to return to being that sacred place where talent and innovation go hand in hand. Where the goal isn't just to minimize damage but to dominate races. Where a driver like Leclerc no longer feels like a mere promise, but finally a certainty. Time is running out. And in this F1 that waits for no one, every decision comes at a cost. Leclerc has reached the most crucial crossroads of his career. Stay and hope, or turn the page and chase the dream elsewhere. Ferrari only has a few weeks left to prove it's still worth fighting for. Otherwise, the next chapter in his story may very well begin with goodbye. Thank you for following us all the way through this in-depth analysis. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Do you think Charles should really leave Ferrari? Or do you believe there's still hope for redemption? Let us know below. And if you want to keep following this journey with us, click on the video currently showing on your screen. We'll see you there.